with a tattoo over his eye.
Fox News Radio's Eben Brown. Another day of deliberations for the jury in the Aaron Hernandez trial. The former New England Patriot is accused of gunning down a friend in 2013. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage and $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-862-8376. That's 1-800-862-8376. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters at 1-800-862-8376 or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-862-8376. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
While we may be eating less breakfast these days, there are a couple of breakfast items we're eating more of. That story's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Did you know you have a chance to win a Yamaha Viking EPS 4x4 during the Beef Checkoff's Rev It Up My ROI Checkoff Challenge? Thanks to Yamaha, you could be driving a new 4x4 this summer simply by sharing your Beef Checkoff story. Visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page for your chance to win. Funded in part by the Beef Checkoff. Entrants must be valid Beef Checkoff investors 21 years of age or older and residents of the lower 48 states. For full contest rules, visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page.
While some studies show Americans may be skipping the most important meal of the day, the demand for eggs and bacon is certainly proving we're eating more of those popular breakfast foods.
Bacon is in strong demand right now.
But perhaps not just for breakfast. Agricultural Department analyst Shay O'Shagan says one interesting survey done in 2011 and then again last year asked consumers to recount their bacon eating habits over the last 30 days. Some of the findings, back in 2011, only 3.4% of us reported eating 5 pounds or more of bacon over the last 30 days. Last year, that was up 5%. One survey shows our egg consumption is the highest it's been in 7 years. Going back to 2011, Americans consumed about 248 eggs. By last year, it was up to 258 per person per year. While demand for bacon and eggs is up, prices are too. USDA economist Anne-Marie Coons took a look at the average price of grade A eggs and a pound of bacon in 2010 versus February of last year.
$5.51, but today it costs $7.56.
Most of that increase is because of bacon prices. Average price in 2010, $3.64.
But in February of 2015, this is $5.47.
Eggs, meanwhile, only up about 20 cents a dozen. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Johnson claims the win in the Lone Star State. I'm Kyle Rickey. That story next on NASCAR Today, midday.
Looking for a great spot for an affordable beach vacation or the perfect romantic retreat? Let the Plaza Resort and Spa help. A vacation on the world's most famous beach is sure to help you reconnect with the ones you love. Discover the grand tradition of hospitality and service on Daytona Beach. The Plaza Resort and Spa is the perfect choice for any type of getaway. Book online at plazaresortandspa.com or call 1-855-DB-PLAZA. That's 1-855-327-5292.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of someone calling into Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah, this is Flo, longtime caller, first time on air. I just wanted to say that I think it is absolute hogwash not to go out there and try Progressive's Name Your Price tool. You could see all your coverage options, and options are how you get rings, championship rings, and parades of rings.
Finding options to fit your budget with the Name Your Price tool, only at Progressive.com.
You know, not for nothing, but my favorite rings have candy on them.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Jimmie Johnson was the class of the field in the closing laps of Saturday night's Duck Commander 500 at the Texas Motor Speedway, holding off Kevin Harvick by 1.1 seconds to claim his second win of the Sprint Cup season and fifth in Texas. a track he says he enjoys, in part due to some racing he did before he ever made it to NASCAR.
This abrasive surface and all the bumps, I think there's some kind of connection between my dirt days and off-road racing that helps me, get around this racetrack. So it's kind of something in that department, and then it's always been a good track for Hendrick.
Also over the weekend, 18-year-old Eric Jones won his first NASCAR Xfinity Series race on Saturday in Texas. See more on both of the races at MRN.com. I'm Kyle Rickey. This is NASCAR Today Midday on the Motor Racing Network.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
We all want to belong. We all want to be heard. We all want to be free. Want to feel safe, kept far from the dark. All we want is
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
You know, a lot of people have been saying, Glenn, you're leaving the Republican Party. A lot of others would like to point out, really never part of the Republican Party in the first place. But today is the day that I got to come clean with you. I have to tell you that I am for Hillary.
Yes.
I am for Hillary Clinton.
Ready for Hillary.
I am ready for Hillary. I think
she's ready for us,
I think she is the perfect candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all should support Hillary.
And I do.
Because, did you see her ad?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Her announcement is.
If I'm not mistaken, people who like dogs are going to vote for Hillary.
Yeah, and people who are
fat kids, skinny kids, kids climbing rocks.
Same-sex couples, she wants them to vote for her,
right.
too.
Really? Interracial marriages.
She wants your vote.
She wants your...
She want the vote of white men?
No. She just wants
there
Hispanics.
was one white man. No, there was one.
Was there a white man?
Yeah, there was a white man in there.
Was he working class?
He was the guy who was like, I work hard every day.
Okay. Yeah, okay. She doesn't want anybody who works hard but makes a whole bunch of money. She doesn't want you. No.
Well, she wants them to donate to her.
Right.
That's
okay,
why
but that's a different ad.
She actually launched her campaign to campaign insiders who have been funding her efforts for years and years and years.
Correct.
Before announcing it to the average people. Those people didn't hear about it until later. The inside donors got it first, but she's a woman of the people.
John Podesta kind of beat her to the punch, right?
Yeah, that was the kind of
I want to make sure you hear it from me first. Shouldn't we hear it from Hillary first? I guess not. But here was her big announcement at the end of the ad after she showed who she wants.
For a minute, she was showing who she wants.
Right.
Dog lovers, same-sex couples, Hispanics that don't speak English.
Right.
Hispanics that do not speak English are starting a new company but do not speak English.
And you're right. She also wanted kids who climb on rocks.
Yeah.
Tough kids, sissy kids.
Yeah.
Even
kids with
chicken pox. Love Hillary.
Yeah.
Kids with chicken pox is like 80-20 she wins.
Oh, she's crazy.
She does really
I heard it was higher than that in 2008. Yeah.
I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president.
Yeah.
Okay.
Americans have fought their way back from tough economic times.
Oh, have they? Have they fought their way back from tough economic times? Because most people's economic times are kind of in the crapper, it seems like to me. Still. Wages are down from when Obama took over. Are they not?
Well, you don't want to come out and say that.
No.
As Hillary Clinton.
No, you don't.
You can't. It's bizarre. You have to kind of refer to it without saying...
And that's what she's trying to do here. That's what she's trying to do.
They're fighting back from tough economic times with those McJobs.
Yeah,
we're not going to call them McJobs. Not until a Republican is in.
And I'm not saying Obama did a bad job, because, he didn't. He was my boss for a while. I'm just saying I could do a better job. It's kind of what she's saying here, right?
But the deck is still stacked in favor of those at the top.
Wait. Whoa.
How'd that happen? How'd that happen?
You mean people like You mean people like you? That's the only
Yes.
thing I could think of.
Me too.
It's still stacked against people at the, against you by people at the top. And I'm like, there's no bigger top than you, Hillary.
Yeah. No, that's.
I mean, you are the tippy top of.
It's true. And also, why is it that way? You've been in control for 6 years. Wasn't that what you were supposed to be addressing all of this time? Why is it still stacked in their favor?
Exactly.
Since 1990, you've only been out of the realm of office for what?
2 years?
10 years.
No, because she was senator.
She was senator.
And she was
senator.
Secretary
Right.
of State.
I forgot she was senator.
So
maybe 2 years.
Maybe 2 years?
The last 2 years in which she was, ramping up for this, writing a book,
She's been there
launching
the
it and
whole
failing.
time. The whole time. And, of course, she didn't want you to recognize that, but she has been there the whole time.
She's ready to do something now.
But now I realize
she's
the
ready
deck
to do
is stacked
something.
against you, and I'm going to fix it now.
Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion. So you can do more than just get by.
Stop.
You can get.
Stop. Is there anyone that thinks that Hillary Clinton is their champion? Is there anybody?
Again, how could she be? She's never accomplished anything. Yes, she's achieved jobs. She's done things that have led to jobs that are good. But what has she done in those jobs? I mean, nothing. What accomplishments does she have?
She's not a champion.
Other than being married to a guy who was accomplished, what accomplishments does she have? She was elected to senator, but she was not necessarily a notable senator when she was there. She wasn't known as this, a person controlling the debate. She was a regular Democratic senator. She came in and lost a race that she absolutely had no right at losing. I mean, it was the easiest race in the world, and she loses to Barack Obama. She becomes Secretary of State. She can't figure out the Russian translation of the reset button.
And they worked hard to find it, too.
They worked hard to find it.
Couldn't do it.
Benghazi, all the scandals that went on there. And even if you don't want to go to scandals, was there an improvement in the world situation in the time she was Secretary of State? It was a disaster, leading to
that wasn't her
nonstop
fault.
chaos.
That was. I'm for Hillary. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm for Hillary.
You are for Hillary.
Yeah. So let's not concentrate on all this because I think she's the best candidate.
Forgot for a minute that you're for Hillary.
Yeah, no. She's a great
She's
candidate.
a great candidate.
I think
she's the one that needs to run against the Republican. Right?
Yes, because I think she'll do extraordinarily well. When you start to see her in campaign ads and you start to see her on the road,
you're going to love her.
You're going to remember how good she is.
Here's how much people love her now because her favorability was at about 67%. But now she realizes, she just watched the Masters over the weekend. She realizes lowest score wins. What was it? 16 under par. So she's trying to shave that down a little bit, and she's been pretty successful doing that. It's gone from 67. Now it's 49.
49.
Nice.
49. That's almost 20 points.
She'll get that down to 20.
Yeah, because that's largely without her talking.
Yep.
Once she starts talking,
you don't like her.
Right. When she tries to, the only time she talked really the last couple of years was when she came out with this book tour, and she was saying she was dead broke, and she was getting hammered. Even as you pointed out before the show, Glenn, SNL.
Let's not bring these things up. Remember,
All right,
I'm for Hillary.
Instead, let's listen to her.
Ahead. And stay ahead. Because when families are strong, America is strong.
Yes!
Right. Yes! Thank you.
Say it again.
So I'm hitting the road to earn your vote.
She's going to drive.
Because it's your time.
She's driving herself.
And I hope you'll join me on this journey.
I'm there.
You bet.
Yes.
I
Where
am
do I
there.
donate?
I am there. I'm there. You know, when she said, I'm hitting the road, I remembered how well that listening tour worked out for her.
Oh, my gosh. It was so good.
It was so good. And I thought, she's like, I'm hitting the road. And I'm not going to do big events.
No, she's not going to do big events.
I could draw a huge crowd,
man.
But I'm going to do little, small, intimate events.
It's like, the 80s rock band Skid Row saying to you, we're not going to play big, large football stadiums like we did in the 80s.
Right.
We're going to play like 7-Eleven parking lots now because it's much more intimate.
Right.
Yeah, much more intimate. We want a small group. We want a small get-together.
I as a Hillary fan, I disagree with your analogy that she is a washed-up.
Really? No. Skid Rows, I think they're at the top of their game right now.
All right. Okay,
a
good.
lot like Hillary.
Because that's what I was saying.
Skid Row is at the top of their game.
Because she could draw a huge crowd.
Huge.
People would be clamoring to get a seat close to her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on now. She could fill Cowboy Stadium in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Sell it out. She doesn't want to, though.
No.
She'd rather sit in a small, intimate little setting.
Thank you.
You know.
Well, because she's seen that did not work at all for Barack Obama, the big room.
Did not work.
She's different than Barack Obama.
She is different, but the same. The things you like about Barack Obama are
you
Hillary
like about
Clinton.
her, too.
For instance, he had a red, white, and blue logo for his name.
Right.
She now has a red, white, and blue logo for her name.
I didn't see much blue in it.
I didn't see much white. It's blue and red, I see.
Well, it's on white.
It's on white paper.
Oh, there it is, blue.
It's on white.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed the red arrow through it for communism is what I assumed that was.
No, that's for
The red-
forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's
That's
leaning.
forward.
She's
Okay.
leaning forward.
She's leaning forward.
Yeah, and actually, it's strange because the arrow is pointing right.
Which is
So that's, again, another reason why I'm for her, because she's going to lean right.
Yeah.
Really?
If there's one thing you can say about Hillary is that she
She's
leans- Yeah. Yes.
She's right.
She's right.
When she's right, she's right. Now, listen, I'm going to play now for any Hillary fan. I apologize for this, but I just have to show you the rat bastards at SNL and what they did this weekend at SNL. We'll do that after the break. These guys tore her apart.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's wrong of them.
You know why? Because she's a woman. And they think it's okay. They think it's okay to go out and just attack people because of their gender.
So here's the
which
thing.
isn't even a real thing, by the way.
Here's the thing. I want this audience to know, and I hope to convince you that Hillary is the candidate for the Democratic Party.
Yes.
She is the candidate for the Democratic Party. She'll be fantastic.
She will.
And I support her wholeheartedly. So I'm for Hillary.
I'm sensing some of that.
I'm ready to do something too. And what I'm ready to do is I'm ready to do that.
Support her. You're ready to support her.
That's what I'm for.
Because nobody's more riveting than when she gets into this mode.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic. And we should stand up and say, we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
Anytime we want to, we can disagree with them. And when I get into this mode, people are going to love me. And if you don't love me, I have the right to stand up and scream in your face like this.
Imagine how good that's going to be.
Is that going to be
on
good?
an intimate setting?
It's going to be so good.
So soothing.
In all honesty, if you want to actually look at this as a legitimate strategic thing, you don't do that at intimate settings. You do that at big crowds. And her team might very well realize how
one of the reasons,
horrible she is when she gets into that mode and trying to scream over audiences. And maybe that is why she's doing intimate venues.
In fact, I
don't think that was horrible. I was for her.
You know, I was too.
I think she should do more of that.
Over in the breath I took.
I was like, that's the way I feel.
Yes.
That's the way I feel.
Not about this president, though.
No,
you don't
not
feel like
about the last president. This president is open, transparent, and never calls anybody un-American for disagreeing. Here's our sponsor this half hour. It is Simply Safe. Alarm companies will charge you $50 and $60 a month to monitor your house 24/7. Simply Safe Home Security, good, decent people that will never lock you into a long-term contract, will charge you $14.99 a month. A penny less than $15 a month. And there's no long-term contract, so you can get affordable, reliable, top-notch home security, award-winning 24/7 protection for $14.99 a month. Don't get stuck paying the outrageous bills. Don't get locked into a contract. Don't get locked into something that you don't own in the end. Protect your home and everyone you love in it. Protect your home with the alarm we trust. It's Simply Safe. Go to simplysafebeck.com. Get a special discount now by going to simplysafebeck.com. That's simplysafebeck.com.
Glenn Beck!
The Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
If you're a
a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-41-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-41-BIBLE. That's 855-41-BIBLE.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Glenn Beck program returns.
Okay, so Saturday Night Live loves Hillary Clinton. Loves her as much as I love her.
Oh, we all do.
We all do. They had the big announcement on Saturday Night Live, kind of a behind-the-scenes look, and I just wanted to play this for you and show you how much they loved her. Here it is.
Going to announce that you're running for president.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I have it in me. I'm scared. I'm kidding. Let's do this.
Oh, Hillary, you put the hill in hilarious. Now, since we're announcing your candidacy via social media, we thought it would be fun if you actually filmed the video yourself on your own phone. That way it seems more personal and intimate.
Personal and intimate, yes. I better take off this jacket then.
She has the same jacket on underneath her jumpsuit jacket.
That's much better. Now, want to do some vocal warm-ups and then we'll get started?
Ooh, okay, I'd love to. Hillary's a granny with a twinkle in her eye. Hillary's a granny and she makes an apple pie. First female president, me, 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 me.
Hey, great, Mrs. Clinton. Okay, now hold up your phone and you can just look natural, okay? And maybe you want to soften a little. Okay, a little more. Okay, maybe a lot more. Great. Great. Okay, and action.
Citizens, you will elect me. I will be your leader.
Great. Let's stop there.
No? Okay.
Ma'am, I think you may be coming off as just a little hard.
Oh, shoot. What part?
Well, sort of all of it. But that's okay. Let's try again. And remember, you said this new campaign is not about you. You know, it's about the people. So let's try one where you don't say I or even your own name.
Okay. Oh, that'll be easy. Got it. Hello, 'tis I, Hillary Clinton.
Let's stop again, okay? You said I and your full name immediately.
Yes. Oh, shoot, I did?
Yeah, but don't worry. Okay. We'll just delete that one off your phone.
Okay. Well, know a thing or two about that, right? Oh, Christina, meet my hand in the air.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes.
You have her awkwardness down.
Let's keep going, and this
And her
time we
laugh.
focus on all that you've done for women's rights.
Oh, okay, that's good. I am running because I want to be a voice for women everywhere.
Did someone say women everywhere? Hillary would make a great president. And I would make an even greater first dude.
Thank you, Bill. That's nice.
Hillary, isn't it crazy that phones can take videos now? I mean, if they could have done that in the 90s, I'd be in jail.
Great, Bill. I love jokes about that.
Okay, I get it. This election is about you. I don't want to hog your limelight. I am leaving. Look at me go. Bye. I'm gone.
Aren't we such a fun, approachable dynasty?
All right, you know what? Let's refocus on your candidacy.
Okay.
And remember, the new Hillary is humble and gracious.
Yes, got it. I know this election season won't be easy. I'm sure I will face some stiff competition from my fellow Democrats. People like Martin O'Malley, who could really give me a run for my money. I'm sorry I broke. It's too funny. Martin O'Malley instead of me. He sounds like a Simpsons character. Okay, let me keep going. At the end of the day, America, you deserve a leader who cares about you. And that is why I would make a great president.
And surprise, I will be her VP. And if anything happens to her, God forbid, I will happily be president of the United States again. It'll be Bill Clinton too, bigger and blacker.
Oh, Bill. Bill.
All right, okay.
He's joking, America. My vice president, of course, will be me.
That's great. Really well done, and apparently not afraid of the Clintons.
Yeah, the level of comedy. The gloves are off with the Clintons, where they're not with Obama. They're afraid to say anything about him. Where they seem comfortable taking her on, which is kind of nice. I mean, that's not something we've seen in a long time. Maybe and the media seems the same way. They go after Hillary, unlike other Democrats. I don't know if that will change when she's the actual nominee.
I am against that.
I
am against. I think this was wrong.
Yeah, it was.
Them
that's right.
to do
Right, because she is the one for the Democrats.
She's the one for the Democrats.
She is the one.
I want her to be. I'm thinking about, because I left the Republican Party. I'm thinking about actually becoming a Democrat so I can vote in the primary for Hillary Clinton because she's a fantastic candidate. You almost forget how fantastic she is.
Until she's in front of you talking every day.
And then you realize how much you really like seeing her all the time and hearing her talk. And then you're like, man, I got to be a Democrat so I can vote for Hillary Clinton in the primary because she's fantastic. And I mean that.
The Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Radio, I'm Pam Puso. Senator Marco Rubio is running for president. The announcement from the Florida Republican during a conference call with his biggest backers. Later today, he'll rally in Miami.
He will make a strong case for foreign policy. His heritage, his background, his perspective on worldviews is mainstream conservative hawk.
Fox's Carl Cameron, Hillary Clinton, who's also in, is on the move to Iowa. A deadly shooting on a college campus.
One person is dead following a shooting at Wayne Community College in Goldsboro, North Carolina, about an hour southeast of Raleigh. Police are hunting for the gunman, said to be a white male, 5'11", with a tattoo over his eye.
Fox News Radio's Eben Brown. Another day of deliberations for the jury in the Aaron Hernandez trial. The former New England Patriot is accused of gunning down a friend in 2013. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage and $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-862-8376. That's 1-800-862-8376. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Termbusters at 1-800-862-8376 or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-862-8376. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. We are Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is. We are
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
The Glenn Beck Program.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz is on MSNBC right now talking about Hillary Clinton and how she's on the road right now to win Iowa. And, man, I think, I disagree with the new ABC poll. Return to policies of the past, 51%. Hillary Clinton, new vision for America, 41%.
You think it's a new vision for the future?
It's a new vision for the future. It's a new and bold vision.
I mean, she's been around for a long time. She was
new,
a former
bold vision. Have you seen the logo?
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's an H with an arrow through it.
Yeah,
and it's moving forward.
But you notice it's blue and red. It's both sides.
Both sides coming together. It's coming together.
Mm-hmm. And then it's got the arrows to the right.
Kind of almost looks like a Cuban flag, but that's...
It does kind of look like a Cuban flag and the Iceland flag, I think.
Yeah, could be.
It could be that.
Could be.
Also, the FedEx is another one that's been pointed out.
Also, hospital zone. This is a hospital zone.
Uh-huh.
That's what I thought of. Looks like... So,
but none of those have anything to... I mean, this is moving forward. Yeah. She's on the road to Iowa right now. She's going to win in Iowa.
Well, when you say on the road, you're being true because she's driving herself. That's what she does. She's so down to earth. She's salt of the earth. You know, this is what she does.
She just gets into the old Pontiac. She's got an old Pontiac that her and Bill used to drive years ago when they drove.
I think when they met at Yale, right?
Yeah,
I thought
they had an old Pontiac. They kept
still driving the same car.
So much to the two of them. They like to just drive, and it's the one bench seat. And sometimes Bill will drive, and she just kind of snuggles up over next to him. You know what I mean? And they hold hands, and it's a cute couple. But so she's going out, and she's on the road to win Iowa, and I don't like people who are taking her on.
No,
because
it's not good. It is not good. So that must mean you don't like this new Rand Paul ad that took her on.
The what?
There's a Rand Paul anti-Hillary ad.
I don't
already.
like that.
No,
but I'm willing for you to play it.
Just so that you can
see how much I don't like it.
Right. Well, it's unfair of you to say you don't like it until you've heard it.
Exactly right.
So here it is.
Yeah.
So that you can hear it, and then you can make judgment on it.
What path will America take? Will it be a path to the past? A road to yesterday? To a place we've been to before? Hillary Clinton represents the worst of the Washington machine. The arrogance of power, corruption and cover-up, conflicts of interest, and failed leadership with tragic consequences. The Washington machine is destroying the American dream. It's time for a new leader and a new way. Rand Paul. Rand Paul's plan to defeat the Washington machine? Balance the budget by law. Require Congress to read legislation before they vote on it.
What?
Sounds like a joke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wait. Require them to read the legislation before they vote on it?
I love these people who say read the law. You don't need to read the law.
Term limits on Washington politicians.
I have a message. A message that is loud and clear and does not mince words.
Oh, gosh, she hates
We
women.
have come to take our country back.
You can hear it.
From who?
From Hillary.
From
Hillary.
Women. From
Yeah,
women, more
from women,
specifically.
yeah.
Did he yell at his voice person right after this because she's a woman? Probably. That's what Rand Paul does. He hates women. He hates Hillary Clinton. He hates her because she's a woman.
Hillary Clinton is the future.
She's the future. Yes! There's nothing that looks more
you know what's
futuristic
interesting
than
about
Hillary
this?
Clinton.
You know what's interesting about this is that there's no time here where Rand is like, you know, we're going to run a positive campaign. No, he's coming right at Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm running a positive campaign. I'm positively
He's positive
convicted
Hillary's
that
not the one.
He is
She's
a
not the one.
horrible choice for America.
Which you disagree with him on. Strongly.
As far
I think
as the Democrat
she's
nominee.
definitely not a horrible Democratic nominee. I'm going to stand behind her there.
That's an interesting. Why are you drawing that line?
I'm just saying because
you're
she's
a supporter of hers now.
100%. Right now, I'm a 100% supporter of hers.
Huh. Over Martin O'Malley?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Really over anybody.
Really?
In the Democratic Party. She's the one.
So Al Gore could jump into this.
I might be for Al Gore as well. I might be for Al Gore
It'd be
as
a tough choice, wouldn't it, between Hillary and Al?
Yeah, it'd be great.
What about Richard Gebhardt? Could he sway you?
No.
Okay.
No, it's Hillary.
Pat's a big Richard Gephardt bundler.
He's from the heartland.
I don't know why, but he is.
I put together over $7 for him so far.
That's more money than anyone else has put for.
in a long time.
In a long time.
Long time. So.
Hillary's good.
Well, I will say this, though. Let's say, because I know you're a huge Hillary fan.
Mm-hmm.
However, is there a Democrat you wouldn't like out of the crop they've got? In this weird context where you really are for Hillary Clinton, all of their candidates are in the same boat. None of them.
They're all bad.
Yeah,
they're all bad.
Yeah, if we're going to talk seriously, they all suck. I mean, and the thing is, she's seen as this unbelievable powerhouse solely based on name recognition and, the fact that she's way ahead in the polls. But, I mean, you look at her as a candidate, she's terrible.
And the thing is, they've got nobody else that anybody outside of their state knows anything about, like Elizabeth Warren. People in Massachusetts know her, but they barely elected her to the Senate.
Yeah.
Martin O'Malley, nobody knows who he is outside of Maryland.
Nope.
Nobody. Nope. And so what do they have really for the bench? They got nobody.
If I'm not mistaken, Martin O'Malley was so riveting and successful as the governor of Maryland. The second he left, they actually elected a Republican in Maryland.
Wow.
I mean, that's
saying something.
Was it just his chosen candidate? I can't remember what the story was, but it's not like they wanted to continue that legacy. I don't know. There's not a lot there, and that's why they have to have their hopes tied up in.
It's really interesting.
They have to.
It's really interesting to me. If Hillary wins, there's just no way that your vote matters. Because that this has all been about money, and this has been Hillary take the back seat from Barack, and you sit in the back seat here, and then it'll be your turn. And we'll back you and all the Soros stuff. And, you just keep doing what you're doing and you just be a good girl and you'll get your turn. You'll be next. And if that works, I mean, there's just no reason to vote. Just no reason to vote. Because there's no groundswell. There's as much groundswell for Hillary Clinton as there is for Jeb Bush. The Democrats like Hillary Clinton as much as the Republicans like Jeb Bush. They'll take her, but they'll plug their nose. A lot of Republicans will take Jeb Bush, but they'll plug their nose.
Although the difference is we have good options. The Democrats don't.
Oh, yeah, we have great options.
They don't have good options to Hillary. They got nobody.
And the interesting thing is they also don't have Barack Obama's email list. All of that email list.
The Clintons don't?
No, he drove all of that to Obama.com.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say that they won't start sharing if she becomes the nominee.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But couldn't you make the case, seriously, that looking back at the Republican nominees, any one, including Rubio in this who's announcing today, any one of the three candidates that have announced are better than any actual nominee from the Republican Party since Reagan. Reagan.
No question.
Yes.
Any one of them, even Rubio, who you'd say is the most establishment of the three, is still better than,
Bob Dole,
George H.W. Bush, John McCain. I mean, maybe Mitt Romney and Rubio are close. I mean, I don't know. We don't know for sure.
Romney thinks so.
Romney seems to think so, although Jim DeMint, passionately supported the election of Marco Rubio when he was elected into the Senate.
Jim DeMint on Saturday.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I still love Jim DeMint. But again, that's not to say that he's done some things since then that have turned a lot of Tea Party types off. But still, you put those people up against what we've had. There's a lot to be positive about. Now, there's a lot of establishment guys that haven't jumped in yet, and they will, and one of them will go far in this process. It's not going to be all Ted Cruz versus Rand Paul. We're not that lucky. Someone's going to go in there and challenge and maybe win this thing. But, I mean, right now, there at least are good options. Of course.
Best options, you're right, since Ronald Reagan. And because of the Tea Party.
Yep.
Because of the Tea Party. These guys are in because of the Tea Party. And if it wasn't for the Tea Party, you'd be looking at Jeb Bush, Hillary Clinton. And that's really what it would be down to. And I just want you to know, I am 110% behind Hillary Clinton.
For the Democrats.
For the Democrats.
Yeah, she's the right one.
She's the right one. I fear running against her.
Dude, really?
Oh.
Really? Yeah. Because she's so powerful.
She's such a powerhouse. And she is going to be, she's going to be hard to beat. She's She's going to be hard to beat.
Do you think almost impossible?
I know I wouldn't want to run against her.
Yeah.
You put your best person up against Hillary Clinton. You think about her in a debate. Think about her in a folksy setting.
Oh, yeah.
Think about her in the South.
Remember when she breaks out the Southern accent?
She breaks out the Southern accent. That's
all right. Well, think about this, though. Who could beat Hillary Clinton?
You have that. You got to
find that.
Who could beat Hillary Clinton except a first-term senator maybe 3 years into the job? I mean, that's probably the only type that could beat Hillary Clinton. Not that we have one of those. I can't think of anyone who's a first.
Barack Obama.
Oh, well, Barack Obama. Oh, and Ted Cruz. But other than that, I don't think there's any possibility of anyone beating Hillary Clinton.
Not when she really gets to roll. Because she is so... Real. Exactly. That's the word I was thinking. She is so authentic. So authentic.
Well, my understanding of it is she's so in touch with minorities that she threw the election last time to allow Barack Obama to win.
Well, she's married to the first black president.
She is. People don't even talk about that. Did people even know she's actually married to Bill Clinton, who was a former president?
Their offices are in Harlem.
Right.
She is.
And her new office is in Brooklyn.
Yeah, she is so black.
Well, that's an interesting way to put that. Yeah.
She is. She's just so black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you forget she's not black.
Yeah, right. Like
because she's so one with the people.
And that's not the way marriage works. Like you don't become the thing you married, but she was married to the first black president.
Right.
And in this particular case, maybe she's the one who inspired it.
She's so poor. She's so working class.
Dead broke,
and black. That's her.
That's
and Hispanic. She's very Hispanic.
And same-sex couple.
She's almost like Jesus was described to me when I was a child.
Really?
Yeah, he's whatever you see him as. Like if you're black, he looks black. If you're white, he looks white. If you're poor, looks poor. If you're rich, he probably looks rich.
I think he's got
That's
like a Mercedes.
Right.
In that particular.
So I think Hillary's the same way.
So if you're gay, she looks gay.
Yeah. Well.
Let's not pursue this one.
No.
Let's move on to our sponsor this half hour. It is Goldline. Goldline has their true cost pricing, which means they provide you with a critical price information, both verbal and written form. They want to make sure you understand, exactly what you're buying. But they also have a price shield. It protects the price of your qualifying purchase of exclusive bullion coins for up to a year. There's no business that does this. That's insane. Imagine going into your broker and saying, hey, my 401k, can you give me a price shield? Sure. Everything you put in the 401k, we're going to guarantee up to the next year. So, if it goes down, don't worry, you won't lose any money. If it goes up, you'll be able to buy it at last year's price. That's insane. That's what Goldline has for their qualifying purchases of exclusive bullion coins up to a year. Call Goldline now, 1-866-GOLDLINE, 1-866-GOLDLINE. Read their important risk information and find out if buying gold is right for you. 1-866-GOLDLINE or goldline.com.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. The Blaze Radio Network.
Every day, millions of people suffer from good health.
I hate feeling so good all the time.
If you're in optimal health, chances are you're taking all-natural Texas Superfood. Each bottle is packed with over 55 fruits and vegetables picked at their peak. Then we add nothing.
It's so annoying getting a good night's sleep.
Visit us at trytexassuperfood.com or call us at 844-START-55 today to get started on your path to the healthiest version of you. Available only at trytexassuperfood.com.
This is a special broadcast. At 4:10 p.m. today, I died. And yet here I am. Why? I am a messenger of God.
This Friday,
this is the beginning.
A star fell from heaven. It changed us and gave us a new destiny to stop the devil himself.
Wait, you mean like the devil? The end will begin.
We're the angels of the apocalypse.
The Messengers series premiere Friday on the CW.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
On air, online, in your pocket. Find out all the ways to listen at theblaze.com/radio.
I just want to play for you again just a little bit of Hillary Clinton. This is one of the reasons why I'm so for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, because she's so good, right?
When she was on the road last time, and she was down south.
God!
She became one of the people. Listen to this.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from.
Yeah.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy.
That's right.
I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Wow, is that good? That is good.
So good.
So that was Hillary?
That was Hillary, yeah. I know, right?
Yeah, you thought you were listening for something from like Deliverance or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Straight out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
She's such a woman of the people.
And
If
diverse.
gender was a thing.
Yeah, and it's not. Of course, we know it's not a thing.
It's definitely not a thing.
No, I saw the picture you posted of the.
You like that?
The restroom.
Yeah.
Where was that? In
San Diego.
Mm-hmm. What did
the gender-neutral restrooms.
Yeah, I should pick. The quote on it was pretty amazing, and then there was a picture of the man stick figure, the female stick figure.
Where were we? Where I missed it. You didn't even point it out to me.
So it was the male stick figure.
None of your business.
That you see on restrooms. The male stick figure, the female stick figure, and then one that was half of each.
Nice.
And then it said and then a wheelchair person.
Then a handicapped.
And then it said something to the effect of, we accept all people regardless of their gender identity in this restroom.
Or expression.
Yeah. All gender restroom. Anyone can use this restroom regardless of gender identity or expression.
Okay.
Doesn't that make you feel better, though? What?
Where was that?
And I love it's at the airport, the San Diego airport, and I love
was? I didn't even notice that.
And I love the wheelchair.
Yeah,
because I didn't know the wheelchair. I didn't know wheelchair people were that was gender now.
Yeah, man.
It's the fourth gender. You have male, female, transgendered, and wheelchair.
Right.
Those are the four.
We're going to have like 19 separate bathrooms pretty soon.
You don't need 19.
You just let everyone in
everyone can come into one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, all right. Whatever.
You can see this.
The door locks.
You can see this at my Facebook page, Glenn Beck. Facebook at facebook.com/Glenn Beck. You have to see the sign.
Well, the guy with the half skirt on is an interesting touch.
It does look like
aren't they playing into gender stereotypes by putting a skirt on a woman in the first place? Like it's like they realize they're breaking their own rules by making the sign.
It's an unbelievable sign. It's an unbelievable sign. Just welcome to the future and the new normal. An all gender restroom sign. Back in a minute.
Don't miss a morsel of truth. Sign up for the free newsletter at glennbeck.com. The Glenn Beck program returns in minutes.
The Blaze Radio Network.
NMLS 182334. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
We all know the results of mortgage companies that have those commission-based loan officers. They usually try to get homeowners to buy or refinance for more house than they can really afford. At American Financing, they employ salary-based mortgage consultants, and that's why I endorse them. It's called responsible lending, and it's the culture at the family-owned and operated American Financing. While other mortgage companies were crippled by the housing bubble, American Financing has thrived. Their main focus, customers' financial goals. And it's earned them an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're in the market for a new mortgage or refinancing, I urge you to call American Financing. If your interest rate is 4.25% or higher, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. And it takes about 10 minutes to pre-qualify. And you may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing with no upfront fees. And they'll customize a loan program to fit your financial goals. Call American Financing today at 866-750-6551 or online at americanfinancing.net. Don't miss Legends and Lies, the Real West must-have companion book to the highly anticipated Fox News historic series produced by Bill O'Reilly. From Kit Carson to Jesse James, Wild Bill Hickok to Doc Holliday, Legends and Lies has all the stories of the West that you grew up with, plus several that will astonish you. Fully illustrated with an introduction by Bill O'Reilly. Legends and Lies, the Real West, told in a You Are There narrative that brings history to life. It's an adventure-packed ride into one of our nation's most storied eras. On sale now everywhere.
Racing legend Richard Petty for Blue Emu.
Maintenance is important. To help me keep feeling my best, I use odor-free Blue Emu made with real emu oil. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray has an active ingredient to relieve the aches and pains of my muscles and joints, and it's perfect for hard-to-reach places. Hey, even us precision machines need a little help sometimes. Use what I use, Blue Emu. It works fast, and you won't stink.
Blue Emu, available at Walmart, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and other fine.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Enjoy a round of golf on one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox
News Radio, I'm Pam Puso. He's running for president. Senate Republican Marco Rubio of Florida, who plans to make a formal announcement later in Miami.
Senator Rubio reportedly already told a small group of high-dollar donors on a private conference call that he feels uniquely qualified to be president, as through his immigrant family, he's experienced firsthand the American dream.
Fox News Radio's Eben Brown. Hillary Clinton is on her way to Iowa, getting there by van. Police in Cleveland want to know who left a gun unattended. It got into the hands of a 3-year-old boy who fatally shot his younger brother in the head.
We're also investigating how this tragedy actually happened.
Police Chief Calvin Williams. If the weather cooperates, a SpaceX cargo ship will head to the International Space Station this afternoon. Among the supplies on board, an espresso machine. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. If you owe the IRS, they want their money now, and it's their right to get it. The truth is they would rather settle for less than bother you more, and that's why they've launched the Fresh Start program to help solve your tax problem once and for all. You could now qualify for a settlement that saves you thousands. No one knows this program better than the attorneys at Optima Tax Relief. They will fight to get you the best settlement.
Call 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right. Only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 4433 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 4433.
The Ocala Rotary Silver Anniversary Golf Scramble is at the Ocala Golf Club Friday, May 1st. Registration and lunch at 11:30 with a shotgun start at 1:30. Prizes include a Toyota for hole in one, closest to the pin, longest drive, par 3 poker, raffle, and every player receives a complimentary round of golf. Funds raised will support the Discovery Center and Rotary Foundation. Only $85 per player. For more information, contact Kay at 732-7080.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a shower with thunderstorm mainly during the afternoon and evening hours, the high 82 to 86. Partly cloudy overnight, low 66 to 70. Times of clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm, high 84 to 88. Wednesday, mostly cloudy and warm with a shower or thunderstorm likely in the afternoon, high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Skip ice cream and have gelato. Yeah, it tastes rich because it's denser than ice cream. Gelato, you should know, has half the fat of most ice creams because it's made with milk, not cream. Go ahead and order the pad thai. Just stick it in the fridge. Eat the cold leftovers the next day. You want the resistant starch. Punctuality is one of the most difficult behaviors to change since it's deeply rooted in a person's personality.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
You're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Hello and welcome to the program. I want to talk about free-range children that have been taken into custody. Free-range children are pretty much what we used to be when we were growing up. And it's a really weird thing because I cannot imagine, saying to my 10-year-old son, hey, just, get on the subway and go down, go to school.
Unaccompanied.
Yeah,
that wouldn't happen.
I just can't imagine it. However, crime rates are down since we were kids. Mm-hmm. So crime is less than it was, and we are we're more protective.
Yeah, the logical part of my brain says the argument to let your kids walk to a park is completely like the right one. But when it comes to actually thinking of letting my child in only a few years walk around town by himself, he's 3 now, and I can't even imagine it.
And when I was a kid, we used to.
Yes.
My parents worked. We ran all over town.
We wouldn't think
by ourselves
at 10 about hopping the subway or going somewhere.
No, at 10 years old, at 7, I used to walk from school downtown, and I'd walk through the alleys. And
I will tell you that Helena's subway system was a little lacking.
It wasn't.
So
Helena. We didn't take the subway that much.
Well, it was terrorist activity on the main streets.
It's too dangerous in the subway system in Helena. Way too dangerous. But your parents, both my parents worked, and they didn't have any idea where I was during the day.
Yeah,
they had no idea until the deal was be home for dinner. And then after dinner, you went out and did your own thing again until the streetlights came on. Yep. There's not a chance I would consider that with my kids now.
Yeah,
Never.
I grew up in like a shoreline Connecticut town that was very, certainly not crime central. But I was driving around there this weekend and thinking to myself, I can't imagine letting my kid walk around the way I was allowed to walk around. And it's not because my parents were bad. They just, I think, were sensible.
They were normal.
They were normal.
Yeah, they were normal.
They were like making a normal case. I walked to my grandmother lived down the street, walked down there. It was like, and I drove that exact route that I walked when I was a kid this weekend. And it was, it seemed like a couple of miles. I didn't map it out, but it's like a couple of miles. You're just walking on side streets. We'd be playing. I remember throwing the football back and forth, throwing it over cars on the way. And you just go back and forth whenever you wanted to. It was nothing. And now, to think I would let my kid in 3 or 4 years just do that seems insane. In a town that I'm sure has a lower crime rate than it did when I was growing up. But it doesn't connect at all. I think there's the logical and emotional parts in me completely conflict on this.
Okay, so these are the children being raised the way we were raised are called free-range children now.
Which means they're free to roam around without their parents. And this happened in Maryland. And here's the report. Now, this is terrifying. Amazing.
Thanks for joining us. Montgomery County parents who were accused of child neglect for letting their children ages 6 and 10 roam freely back in January. Those same parents squaring off with authorities again tonight.
Now, their children were taken into custody again today while playing unsupervised, but with their parents' approval in a nearby park.
Our Andrea McCarran first reported the news online this evening. She's standing by live right now in Rockville. Andrea, do the parents have the children back tonight?
Finally, Bruce and Deborah, they do. Right now, those two confused and exhausted children are headed home to Silver Spring, along with their traumatized parents. Here's the sequence of events that unfolded today. 10-year-old Rafi and his 6-year-old sister Devora were playing on their own at a local park without an adult. Parents Danielle and Sasha Maytive had dropped them off at 4 p.m., told them to be home by 6 p.m. When they didn't arrive by 6:30, the parents began frantically searching for them. It wasn't until well after 8 p.m. that the Maytives received a call from CPS saying their children had been taken into custody. The Maytives rushed here to Rockville and then waited until 10:30 tonight before they were able to be reunited with their children.
I can't believe we're going through this again. I can't believe they kept the kids for hours. It's 10:30 at night. They've been missing for, since 6 o'clock. Somebody called 911, the police called CPS, and they decided to bring the kids here, and they didn't call us.
We asked them, why did they not bring him home? And they said, they just said, we decided that it was the safety of the children was more important.
Will you let your kids walk unattended in your neighborhood again, play in the park unattended? They made us sign a safety plan that says that we will not leave them unattended at all until they will follow up. And I'm not going to risk my kids being snatched again like this by CPS.
Okay, stop for a second. So they're not afraid of child molesters or anything else. They're afraid of the government. They're afraid their kids will be snatched by the government. This is obscene.
And by the way, they didn't even walk to the park. They were dropped off there by their parents.
Right.
And then left there for 2 hours. I don't know how far the park is from their house.
It said nearby park.
So one of them's 10, one of them's 6.
We used to do this all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
At 10?
And crime rates are down, America. Crime rates are down. You have to ask yourself, you'd never do this. I wouldn't do this. But why? Have we been conditioned not to do this? Crime rates are down.
A lot.
I don't know if it feels like I would feel like if I did this and my kid was taken, I would feel completely responsible for it. It's like you feel like if you are...
You don't want to even take the chance.
Right. And you just feel like, well, if I have them in my view, then at least, if something like that is to happen, I can do something about it. I can have some sort of control over the situation. And in that way, I think it's selfish, actually. It's not really even about the kid. It's about the parent. And it's like, you don't want to be that parent who, you know what it's going to look like in the papers. A person was, the kid was taken. The parent had left them alone in the park for 2 hours. I mean, it'll seem horrible in that context, but in reality, it's a completely rational decision. To let your kids, it allows them to be more independent. It allows them to fend for themselves a little bit, to take on life a little bit in a somewhat controlled situation. I mean, that's how you became.
George Washington was alone in the wilderness with his rifle against bears, Indians, and everything else at 14.
Yeah.
At 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just don't. We treat our children like children.
Yeah.
Like
toddlers.
Like toddlers. Our children need to have responsibilities. Our children need to not grow up afraid to walk outside where the crime rate is down. And more importantly, they shouldn't be raised with a fear. Well, no, actually, this is the best part of the story. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I was going to say they shouldn't be raised with a fear of government. Maybe they should be raised with a fear of government. Look at what's happening. The government will take your kids if you bring them to the hospital. The government will take your kids if you let them go play in the park by themselves. I mean, that's insane.
It is, except I don't do it. I mean, my 14-year-old daughter came to me the other day, and she's like, Dad, I want to go down to the pond. The pond is half a block from my house. We have this pond in my neighborhood. It's a pretty safe neighborhood. It's less than half a block to the pond. I'm going to go down to the pond. I'm like, ooh, no. By yourself? Is your brother here?
What?
Really? A 14-year-old?
Yeah, she's 14. No, she just turned 15.
Why is she even asking?
That's crazy.
She was 15, and she's like, I'm just going to walk down. I'm just going to walk down to the pond.
That's crazy.
In our neighborhood. I'm like, no.
That's crazy.
What was your reasoning in your head as to why?
In case somebody comes by and takes her. No.
Who? A guy named Jeeves in your neighborhood?
There's a lot of butler attacks these
days. Excuse me, Mom. Could I get you anything or take you someplace?
She did finally convince me. I had to pin her down to okay, to the pond and back, nowhere else. So I did let her actually do that.
Tonight,
but
when the help attacks.
At first, I was worried about that. No, too many maids in this neighborhood. I don't know.
It's so weird. And we've talked about this 100 times on Pat and Stu and on this show. The crime rates are down. There's not.
We've been conditioned.
Why is
conditioned.
That? Why are we victims to it? We're the ones that are supposed to sit here and look at the rational facts and figure out what the truth is and then act on it.
Because we see all these horrible stories of children being taken and.
Yeah.
You just see them all the time, and you're just convinced that there's a child predator everywhere.
Plus,
and you hear that too. Did you look at you could look up on the website, and there's a sexual predator within 2 blocks of everybody in America. Well, okay.
Except around you, where you're living probably next door to one.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I mean, you look at that site, and I've been on it before. And when I lived in Florida, when we did the show in Florida, Glenn, I lived in an apartment complex. And my apartment complex looked like the measles with all the red dots all over it. And it was a nice apartment complex.
Jeez.
But they were all over my apartment complex. And if I had kids at that time, it would have been terrifying to let them outside the door.
But you do anything, you get on that list. Anyway, thanks to throw anybody on that stupid.
Well, there is a case to be made to that because I have some people who had incidents when they were teenagers that weren't
with other teenagers
that were their
just
girlfriends,
underage.
but were like, there are cases like that. But of course, there are real bad guys too, and you wonder if these people aren't safe to be in my community. Why did you let them out? Right? Don't tell me they're unsafe and then let them into my community. Either make the case that they need to be locked up, or that's it. They're free. They've paid their time. To put them in some database so I can be scared about it all the time when they're supposedly safe to be.
Nobody's willing to put somebody away forever, and then nobody's willing to say, "Hey, just because you were with that 8-year-old once doesn't make you. Doesn't mean that you can't."
Right.
I'm sorry, dude.
Well, you go back.
You're with a 10-year-old or 8-year-old, 12-year-old once. You're never getting another chance again.
You go back to the way that we actually handle this problem. We don't take it seriously.
Correct.
In that the people that do get convicted of child molestation spend an average of about 2.5 years in prison.
Right.
That's not a society that takes this issue seriously.
And then what happens? We're left being worried about letting our kids walk half a block to the pond.
Right. Well, we've talked about it before, but I mean, it seems as if neighborhoods are not as connected as they were when we talk about when we were growing up, when we were free range kids.
Well, I will tell you this: Mrs. Olson lived right down the street from me. There were basically they were
the one with the Folgers instant crystals.
Yes, they were the old biddies that lived on the block,
right?
That were watching everybody's kids.
Oh, yeah.
And they knew.
Oh,
and so you'd be like, "Oh, just don't cross Mrs. Olson's lawn because she's." And she'd be watching. You'd sit up 1 foot on her lawn, and she'd be like, "What are you kids doing?"
Coffee.
I remember.
I'm calling your mom. And everybody had them in the neighborhood.
It's funny when you say I was walking or driving through that old neighborhood this weekend. I remember. I'm like, I remember going into that house. I remember the lady who lived there. I remember. I can't do that in my own neighborhood now. I have no idea who lives in any of these houses. I've never even met the people. It's a real
Which
change.
is why you don't feel safe letting the kid walk down the street.
Right.
But that's not true. That's not true in our neighborhood. I mean, you should ask Lisa because
no, she doesn't know anybody.
She didn't know anybody because Tanya does. Tanya's like, I'll be like, who is this stranger out in front of our house? She's like, that's our neighbor. And I'm like,
that's the person who lives
next door to us. And so Tanya knows because the kids go over to kids' houses. And so she does know. My kids do. And I'm just like, why is this? Who are these people? Why have they built some structures around our home? It's the neighborhood, Glenn. I don't like it.
Well, you never can be too careful with those house managers in your neighborhood. You never know when they're going to.
No. I don't like these structures are popping up everywhere. Here's our sponsor this half hour. It's Interim Healthcare. Home care is one of those things you don't really want to even think about until the time comes when you need it, and then you have to think about it. For many Americans, there's a time where your parent or your loved one starts to become less able and independent as age takes its toll. And it's a tough conversation to have, and you don't know what to do. That's why Interim Healthcare is there. interimhealthcare.com/Beck. They can provide non-medical services, including companionship and reminders for people to take their medication and light housework and meal preparation and assistance bathing and grooming and transportation. They provide everything or can help you coordinate all kinds of home care that everybody needs. Interim Healthcare. We've met with these people that run the company. They're really good, decent people. I want you to do your own homework and see if they're right for you and your situation. Go to interimhealthcare.com/Beck and take their free independent living assessment. Or you can call them at 1-800-944-8888 and locate an interim office near you. 1-800-944-8888. interimhealthcare.com/Beck.
The Glenn Beck program returns in minutes.
The Blaze Radio Network.
All loans subject to OnDeck score approval must be missing at least 1 year to apply. Every day, more and more small business owners are trusting OnDeck for the quick, hassle-free funding they need.
As restaurant owners, my husband and I simply don't have the time for the tedious processing and long waits when it comes to bank financing. OnDeck's process is quick, easy to understand, and gives us the ability to grow our business.
Our accounting firm was in need of working capital. OnDeck was terrific and came through with the funding we needed within 24 hours.
At OnDeck, we focus on your business operations and not just your credit score, and we can help with true term loans of up to $250,000. Our loan costs and terms are transparent and understandable, and our application process takes as little as 10 minutes. OnDeck is a publicly listed company on the New York Stock Exchange, and we've provided over $2 billion nationwide. So if you're a small business owner who's looking for a trustworthy lender, funding could be available in just one business day. Go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-226-9275. That's 800-226-9275.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your lawn and your garden on her show, In the Garden with Carol Ann.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Bob Kennedy from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty will be talking about real estate and buying and selling a home.
And then stay tuned for Damage Control with Joe Reichel. He'll be speaking about disaster restoration, your one-stop shop solution for damage recovery services.
And then Dr. Bruce J. Hillman will be on, the professor and former chair of radiology at the University of Virginia School of Medicine, coming on to speak about his book, The Man Who Stalked Einstein, How Nazi Scientist Philip Leonard Changed the Course of History. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Enjoy a round of golf on one of Central Florida's finest courses and help a great cause Monday, May 11th, when Life South Community Blood Centers hosts a golf tournament to benefit the 5 Points of Life Foundation. The scramble will be held at Golden Ocala with registration and lunch at 11 and a shotgun start at 12:30. The cost is $200 per person, which includes a player gift package. To register, call Life South at 352-224-1728 or visit 5pointsoflife.org.
Glenn Beck. Wow. That's just talking about kids and how we all have this a kid came over to our house last week, and he got up after dinner and took his plate to the sink and then asked if he could help clear the table. We're like, help.
That did not happen.
Clear the damn table. I'm not doing it. You clean it.
That really happened?
Yeah. Yeah, amazing kid. Tanya and I looked at each other and we were like, holy cow, look at this kid. He asked.
That's kind of rare.
We had a
especially since it was a
we had a buffet, where you just put all the food up on the table and you bring your plate and just he said to Mrs. Beck, you first. He's 10. 10. She was like, oh, okay. Time tunnel. I said, can I get you a plate? He said, no. I can do it. It's good. Asked to clean, asked after, when it was all done, asked if it was okay if they went and played. I was stunned.
And then he did your taxes, which I thought was really over.
Yeah, that was great. This kid was
above and
amazing.
beyond for a 10-year-old.
So we were just talking about how our kids behave at other people's houses, and I don't think my kid is that good. I hope he is good. I hope both of them are good and don't run around the house.
And if not, you'd really want to hear about it.
But
right?
the parents
So you
don't
can
do that
correct
anymore.
but they don't say anything.
It's hard.
So say, hey, your kid's a little brat. Okay,
Right.
You might want to, and maybe there's a softer way to do that.
Yeah, it could be.
But
could be.
You'd like to know if they're misbehaving at people's houses.
But see, that's the deal. We used to have Mrs. Olson used to call my parents, and my parents would take Mrs. Olson's side.
Right, that's a big difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah, we've changed.
She wouldn't, my parents wouldn't have come and said, oh, well, don't worry about it. What happened with Mrs. Olson? We knew she was an old biddy. She was a frustrated, angry old woman.
But you know better than to step on her grass. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. What are you doing?
Right, and how many stories have we seen with schools that call home and say, hey, your kid's been very disruptive, and the parents come in and either sue or go to the media and yell about how terrible the principal is.
Correct.
You were afraid of the principal, not because you were afraid of the principal, because you were afraid your mom or your dad was always going to side with the principal.
My parents would have sided with anyone. And then they would have corrected it at home.
Yeah, because
they'd be like, anyone.
So that's not the way it is now. You almost have lawyers on your behalf with your parents.
Did I tell you that my son asked if he had a lawyer the other day?
Yes.
He asked me, Dad, do I have an attorney? And I'm like, why? Do I have something to worry about?
He came into the. It does tell you the life the house he lives in, though.
No, we were watching some show. We were just watching some show, and somebody was.
And they were talking about an attorney?
They were talking about an attorney, and he's like, Dad, do I have an attorney? And I'm like, no, you don't have an attorney. You'll never get an attorney. Yesterday we were home by ourselves. Tanya's gone for a couple of days, so it's kind of a boys' weekend.
Man.
So yesterday we were home, and he came in into my bedroom. He's like, what are we going to do? And I said, well, you know what? I've seen a lot of TV shows where the dad's an alcoholic and he beats his kid. What do you say we start there? He just looked at me. He just looked at me and said, that doesn't sound like fun. And I said, okay, let's find something else to do.
He's going to have some serious issues.
No, he's going to have serious issues, and he's going to need an attorney.
Yep.
He's going to need an attorney. So, all right, back in just a second.